Hey guys, before we hop into your video, I wanted to tell you guys about my new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of it, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a licensed therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat, and you also have the opportunity to text them in between sessions. As most of you guys know, I am also a licensed professional as well as a mental health advocate, and sometimes in these readings, very in depth topics come up that are very intricately related to mental health, and it's for that reason that I offer this resource to you guys. And if you know anyone that can benefit from them, or if you yourself can benefit from them, I suggest you take advantage of them. The information to sign up will be in the description box below, but let's go ahead and get into your reading.
Hello, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Welcome to your April love reading. I am Princess India, if you were new. And if you're family, welcome back, my friend. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into you guys' cards and see what's going on for you for the month of April. I hope I said April. First, we're going to look at you guys, and then we're going to look at a person of interest. Whoa, okay, that works. Meh. In BTW, if you don't know already, this is the After Tarot, and I don't read these suckers in the reverse. So if you see me turning cards over, don't freak out. So the first card for my air sign people is the Three of Pentacles, and I got a little sage dust there. Then we have the Justice card, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So clear cut and straight to the point here, my wonderful air sign people. What it's looking like for me is that, that's not the proper word, but in a very literal sense, it's correct. The first thing I heard was solitary confinement. I mean, I don't think, hell, the Justice card is here. So, I mean, I don't know if y'all babe might be in jail in solitary confinement, but, could happen. But if not, I want to take solitary confinement in its very literal sense, meaning that you are confined in solitary, meaning alone. And I feel that at this time, there's been a great deal of self-reflection that's been going on with you guys. It's like looking back at your past, looking back at your life, looking back at decisions you've made, looking at where it is that you are in life right now. And it's trying to come to a place of balance. I think that that's dope because, little known fact, with all of the chaos and calamity that's going on in our world as of present, that would probably be the most ideal for everyone right now if everyone kind of took that route. But I feel at present, after you guys have kind of looked at what it is that you've been putting your time, attention, your energy, and your effort into, it's more or less doing a personal inventory and seeing if, in the bigger scheme of things, if it was really worth it, if you're really digging how your life is going right now, if there's things that you want to change. The thing I feel most specifically, it's a sense of loneliness where, and how I would explain this is it's very similar to what I usually tell people around holiday time, is that, if you think of Christmas, right? It's like for 364 days out of the year, a person can kind of hide away from or distract themselves from the state their life is in, or if a person doesn't have very many friends, or if a person wants a family but doesn't have one. It's like you can distract yourself from that for 364 days out of the year. But on Christmas Day, it'll be made very clear and apparent what you wish was different about your life. You know what I mean? And that's why sometimes people will get sad around holidays. And that's kind of the vibe that I get with Three of Pentacles. It's like being in a position to where everything is slowed down and there are no distractions. It forces one to have to sit and look at the life that they've built up to this point. But it's all positive because I feel the state that all of my air signs are in right now is it's trying to find that balance. It's looking at your past and seeing up to this point. So it's more or less spirit working in your favor despite the circumstances because, Corona, right? So everything is the way that it is right now. But the beautiful thing, in spite of all of this chaos, is the fact that it's giving people an opportunity to sit and really reflect in a way that our present society doesn't allow us to do because there's a million and one distractions. It's very easy to play hide and seek with yourself in our modern day society. But at present, that's not the easiest thing in America or the world to do, right? So, you guys doing some self reflection or personal inventory at present, you guys are at a place where you're trying to find your middle ground in your life. It's you taking stock of the things that you're not particularly ecstatic about and trying to see what it is that can be done to do things differently. Now, here's the thing, and this is a specific message here. When we hop over to the Ten of Pentacles, that's what you want. That's your ideal. That's what it is that you want to build. I feel the issue that is a block at present, not just for air signs, but I probably think for all of humanity right now, it's the fact that how can I plan for the future when I don't know what the hell is about to happen, you know? And that just lets me know I need to put this blog up on the website, but just like what I put up on the community tab last night, it's not really so much about, I don't want to say not being concerned. It's like the future is going to exist. I mean, the world isn't going to implode or anything, but things just are not going to be the way that they have been before, right? And that's for good reason. I can empathize with that. Not in any way, shape, or form in the global sense that we're experiencing this, but on a very micro level, it's similar to how it is with Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. It's me growing up here. New Orleans prior to Hurricane Katrina was an entirely different place. Entirely different. The energy was different. The people were different. Life here was different. And after Katrina, I find myself driving through my own city and I don't recognize it. The people are different. The vibe is different. Everything is entirely different. But having been here my entire life, I can say that there are some things after Katrina that that made New Orleans better. But it to me the good kind of outweighs the bad. So even though it's very different, it's a welcomed different in a sense. So I say that illustratively for all of us. It's like clearly once things shift, things are not going to be the way that they were before. And I feel a lot of that is going to be positive because the times that we're in now have brought a lot of humans back to home base and has reminded everyone what really matters in life. And I think for a lot of people, they have looked around at, like I'm seeing for you guys in this Three of Pentacles, they've looked around at themselves, at their lives, what they were aspiring to be, what they were aspiring to do, who they were spending their time with, and so on and so forth, right? And now looking at all of this, it's kind of coming back down to reality and realizing what it is that really matters in life. And I think for a lot of people, it's going to inspire a lot of people to let a lot of things go, and it's going to inspire a lot of people to take an entirely different path in their life, right? So I say all of that to say, in reference to your Ten of Pentacles, I feel a tad bit of reluctance as the energy transitions from the Justice to the Ten of Pentacles, Because in the bigger scheme of things, that's your ideal, that's what you want, that's what you desire. You want to, have a stable home. You want your kids to be safe. You want to, be married. You want to be in love. You want to, grow old and have a nice retirement and things of the sort. But I feel as you're making your plans, in this energy of the Justice card, there's a level of reluctance, and you may potentially lowball, because it's not knowing what tomorrow holds. And I love how air signs reading is going like this, because it's not knowing what tomorrow holds. But I feel the need to tell you, you've never known what tomorrow held. You never knew ever in your life what was in the future. Just like what's transpiring right now. A lot of people didn't foresee this coming. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't foresee this coming. And even the people who did, there may be a small percentage who actually knew it would be like a pandemic or something. But a lot of people, especially people I know, whether they're psychics or they're astrologers, it's like, as we've talked about it, everyone has just said something. It's like something is gonna happen, and it's gonna affect the economy somehow. But it's something. I don't know what it is. It's something. You know what I mean? So whether you have a gift or not, a lot of people didn't see this coming, even if it's just not in the method in which it came. But in the bigger scheme of things, none of us know what the future holds. We delude ourselves into believing that everything that we do is going to somehow work out the way that we intend for it to. But there's always going to be X factors in life. But just because you don't know tomorrow, in the same way that all of our lives, no one ever knows tomorrow, that's never stopped you from making plans for your future before. Yes, they may have to be modified. No, they may not look the way that you intended them to, but that doesn't mean to crawl into a ball and quit life. So I say that because I feel that there's reluctance with this setting goals from an idealistic standpoint. It's like, I want the 10 of Pentacles, but, it's like telling yourself, you can't have that because of the present circumstances, and that's just not true. Now, looking at your person of interest, oh, that's always nice. We have the Tower card, and then we have the Hermit. I don't know who y'all messing with. If Spirit is giving me the sweet, precious gift of only in love readings, reading for people who are woke, I just would be so excited. So, what this is looking like for me, dude, this is pretty much what it is I just described, dog. If we put this into the context of your person of interest, everything that I said that's happening in a world sense, that's what I would see in their energy. The Tower card is one of my favorite cards in the deck because it's realistic, and I believe that's how God saves us from ourselves. We have these ideals of what we think we are, what we think life is. We have our maladaptive coping mechanisms from our past that we build up to try to keep us safe and protect us from stuff. This is like a false sense of control with the Tower card. It's when we try to give ourselves a false sense of security, thinking that we have everything under control by trying to control circumstances or trying to control people. And the reason why the thunderclap cloud comes and knocks down the tower is because while one is so busy attempting to keep themselves safe and protect themselves from dangers that don't really exist, meaning stuff that happened to you in the past that you're trying to protect yourself from in the present, and thus continue building this tower higher and higher into your future, you end up becoming stagnant with dead energy. You're not growing, you're not expanding, you're not evolving. You're just at a static state, getting all dusty and moldy and things of the sort in a very metaphorical sense. So the Tower card is how Spirit saves us from ourselves. Because in our mind, the only thing that we're thinking is survival. I need to stay safe. I need to make sure that what happened to me then never happens to me again. And nobody takes advantage of me that way. No one hurts me that way, right? So we have these epic breakthroughs to save us from ourselves. In so many ways, I mean, if we got really deep with this, I would say that the tower is very much the energy of 2020. You know what I mean? It's like if you have the woke book, and every time I go back and read that now, it's just so hilarious. But for 2020, I talked about it being a blank canvas for you to build your life on. I was telling my mentorship group the other night that I said it's funny because I said I look back at that now and it's like that's why it was a blank canvas because I was like Spirit knocked down everybody's tower and was like, ah, look at that, now we got a fresh clean slate. So that's more or less what I'm seeing with this person. It's them going through a very similar energy to what you're going through, but with this being a major arcana, it's way more intense. So this person, more or less, it's like, I don't want to say their whole life is going to shit, but if it is, I mean, it's for good reason because, it's like, this is how like an existential crisis happens. It's like, who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? What is life? Like, what is everything, right? And I personally think that's the best place to be because that's when you get to rebuild yourself in a very authentic manner. And that's the route that I see that they're going. Because with the Hermit, we're talking about going within to find one's inner light. Once the tower knocks out all the bullshit and the fake shit and the inauthenticity and the, living up to external expectations and all that other kind of bullcorn, the only thing that a person is left with is their naked soul. And because, again, there are no distractions. You know what I mean? A person has no choice but to look at themselves. Now, if you're on the side of things where someone has wronged you, you could say that, this is a person who may have, hurt your feelings or something like that. And maybe it might bring you some sense of solace to know that they're suffering. Wouldn't necessarily suggest that. You don't want to manifest from those energies. But if this is a person that you are not conversing with anymore, this is the place that they're in. And I can say, even in a sense, it's still extremely beautiful to me because I think any human being who is encased in darkness and is lost and blind and gets an opportunity to see the light, to me, I always think that that's beautiful. So this person is being offered an opportunity to go out into the world naked, meaning that they're being offered an opportunity to break through all their bullshit, to stand true as their real, authentic self, and re-enter life as that self in alignment with themselves and with spirit. But of course, it's totally up to them whether or not they do that. But the opportunity is there. In the event that this is someone that you guys haven't met yet, I think that this is hot shit because this would be someone who's going through that last epic breakthrough. And by the time the two of you cross paths, you both will be, cleansed and things of the sort. So go ahead and ask yes or no question. We're going to go and throw the dice of resonance and whatnot or whatever. And then we're going to go over to Vimeo or my website, wherever you watch me, and do you guys individual signs. Oh, dang, you can't even see those. We have yes in a few weeks. We have Bay, Lover, Partner. That could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. We have Leo, and we have Capricorn. So yes in a few weeks, Bay, Lover, Partner, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, whatever. Leo and Capricorn. And that has been your reading, air signs. I love your freaking face. I'm going over to my website or Vimeo to do you guys extended. If you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later. Deuces.